There's a problem that plagues America, perhaps United Kingdom, and many Western countries. You usually have one person from a particular community from far away, like for example, South Asian country like either Pakistan or Bangladesh and so on, and your impression of that area is completely formed based on how your relationship with that particular individual is, and whatever they serve you and you swallow it hook, line, and sinker. Is that what happened to Donald Trump and Tucker Carlson? We're going to ask these tough questions because there is an American Pakistani business person whose name is Omeed Malik, and he's considered to be close to these two individuals, and that seems to have formed their opinion about Pakistanis and Bangladeshis, and they very, very loudly omit saying anything about India, but the inferences are very disturbing. I'm going to share with you a slide deck, and as always, I request you to please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, do subscribe to our channel. Here we go. Who was Parashurama, who led a life of devotion, dedication, and daring? Why did he take birth on the earth? Was it to eradicate corrupt Kshatriya rulers who had become tyrannical and oppressive, or was it to bestow daya for the needy? Did Omeed Malik make Tucker and Trump Jr. love Pakistan? Because you saw this whole flurry of deals, right? Who was the person behind it? It is believed to be Omeed Malik. Tucker Carlson, born 1969, is an American conservative commentator, and we all know him. He used to be face of, I don't remember the name of the show, but he was a very popular show host in Fox, and then he got terminated there for saying something, and then he became a very staunch supporter of Donald Trump before the 2024 elections, and then he has since recently has been doing some interesting stuff which seems to indicate that suddenly he thinks that Muslims are very, very nice people, which was not the opinion he had before. As for Donald Trump Jr., I don't think he has expressed any comments one way or the other, but it is disturbing to know that there are some trends, like for example, the worthless investment in PCC, Bitcoin based stuff, cryptocurrency in Pakistan. See, people in the know tell me that the Trumps, since Donald Trump came to power, have probably made about $3 billion in various business investments, but they've also lost close to $1.6 billion in all their digital currency related investment. So as a business, okay, some things come good, some things don't come good, but the thing is they couldn't beat back the criticism that somehow the members of Trump family are using their father's position to get into positions of power or to get into powerful investing opportunities. That remains an open wound, if you will. They need to solve that problem, but I'll leave it for them to do it. But what is happening with Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump Jr., they have been working together on several political initiatives, nothing wrong in that, using their influence within the Republican Party and the broader political landscape. Nothing wrong in that. Tucker pushes back on manufactured Islamophobia. I would like to know who is manufacturing Islamophobia. If you profess a religion which says that anybody who does not believe in that religion ought to be killed, and if somebody questions that, how does that become Islamophobia? You want to have a law which is outside of the constitution of the country you reside in and demand it. How is that reasonable? And if somebody starts asking questions, then that becomes Islamophobia? I'm just asking straightforward questions. Anytime anybody has challenged this, they have been up in arms and very irrational the way they go about defending their religion. Now what happened, why this all is coming up now is there was a discussion, a spirited discussion between Tucker Carlson and that loudmouth from UK, Piers Morgan. I'm sorry, that's all I think of him. So what happened was Tucker was actually pulling Piers Morgan's leg, saying that, look, we have freedom of speech in the United States that you don't. And if you utter some statements, you will be jailed in UK today. And there was a lot of interesting stuff there, anti-Muslim rhetoric that touched upon religion, cultural identity, and rising political polarization in the United Kingdom and the United States. By the way, at the end of this monologue, I'm going to talk to you about what is happening in United Kingdom. If the elections were to be held today, who will come to power? And there is an interesting twist in that tale also. So I'll do that at the end. Now, what happened was Carlson suddenly seemed to have had a change of heart, and he said that hate toward Muslims is being forced by powerful groups, not arising naturally. Which are these powerful groups? Can you name them, Mr. Carlson? He stated that he has more in common with religious immigrants than secular elites, and criticized secular self-hating whites as more hostile than Muslims. I mean, I leave it to him. He will have to come out and say which specific person is doing this. To me, everybody needs to be first treated as a human being. You just talk to somebody, you judge them as a human being. And then after that, once you know that person, then you can start looking beyond that. But as human beings, are they treating you with respect? You respect them. If they don't treat you with respect, then it's up to you how you want to deal with that. You can walk away, or you can tell them what respect means. You see what I'm trying to say. But usually people just walk away. That's what happens. What is really surprising is Tucker pushing back on manufactured Islamophobia. He praised Pakistanis and Bangladeshis as polite and decent, stating no Muslim had ever yelled at him, unlike some liberal whites. So I don't know who he has a grudge against, some liberal white. Yeah, it could be somebody from the Democratic Party. Sometimes you get into these heated debates and people start yelling at each other. Come on, it's a heat of the moment. You say something, you probably don't mean that, and at the end of the thing, you just shake hands and move away, and even go and have a drink sometimes. This is common. Things do get hot. I don't know what Tucker Carlson or who Tucker Carlson was referring to, so I'm going to leave it on that. But when it came to talking about UK's grooming gangs, Tucker Carlson became silent. This is something that has been around for more than 25-30 years. In fact, for decades, networks of predominantly British Pakistani men targeted underage white girls, exploiting them and abusing them while authorities failed to act, often prioritizing racial harmony over justice. We have covered this a few times already. What is now picking up momentum is the Labour Party is being told you need to act on this. The 2014 J report exposed the abuse of 1,400 girls in one city of Rotherham. I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong. Over 16 years, with most offenders being Pakistani origin men, officials delayed arrest due to fears of racial tensions. In Rockdale 2012 to 2017 cases, offenders were mainly of Pakistan heritage, targeting mostly white minor victims. Telford, Newcastle, Oxford, Oldham and Huddersfield saw similar scandals, gangs of mainly Pakistani Muslim men exploiting mainly white teenage girls. But this has also changed. Many Hindu girls have been exploited, many Sikh girls have been exploited. A lot of stuff has happened already, lots of documentaries also. The problem is no action has been taken. And if anybody asks questions, guess what? The person who asked the questions is being jailed in UK. Authorities have repeatedly failed to act on them because perhaps of political fear, bureaucratic inertia and cultural sensitivity concerns. You saw what happened in Leicester riots, right? I mean, it was the Indian British community that had to move in with all the proof to tell the police, look, here is video evidence of what people did. And those people, when they were investigated, turned out to be who? You know the answer. The issue remains emotionally and politically explosive. Now, who is Omeed Malik? Why I'm jumping to this is because someone has managed to portray all this to these two individuals, Tucker Carlson and Donald Trump Jr. And who is that person? It is believed to be Omeed Malik. He's an American banker and a Muslim investor. He is the founder of 𝗤𝗏𝗏 Partners and a co-founder of the anti-woke venture firm 1789 Capital. He was a prominent Trump campaign donor and has strong ties to conservative circles. Trump Jr. became a partner at 1789 Capital in 2024. Malik's SPAC, Special Purpose Acquisition Corporations, that is Columbia Acquisition Corporation, Illinois, are involved in large financial moves, including listing firearm companies and crypto-focused initiatives. So now you see how the connection happens. In 2023 October, Malik invested 15 million into Last Country, a media venture by Tucker Carlson and 𝗟𝗡𝗙𝗏. So one thing is the relationship between Omeed Malik and Donald Trump Jr. is that 1789 company. Now we are talking about Tucker Carlson and Omeed Malik. Last Country is a media venture by Tucker Carlson and 𝗟𝗡𝗏, and Omeed Malik invested 15 million into that. The company aims to build a conservative, subscription-based audience and has featured major interviews on platforms like Twitter/X, including one with Donald Trump. Malik's investment was positioned as a proof of concept push, helping the startup gain legitimacy before raising larger funds. Tucker and Patel bought out all investors, including Malik, in June 2025 to take full control of Tucker Carlson Network. So TCN, which is Tucker Carlson Network, is wholly owned by Tucker. But where did Tucker get the money to pay off Omeed Malik? The interesting thing here is, while that all has happened, on the other side, previously Tucker Carlson used to be quite critical of Muslims and all the things that were happening, especially people like Ilhan Omar. Now suddenly he has started praising Pakistanis and shown cultural sympathy. This shift aligns with his association with Malik. That is the problem. That is exactly the problem. Who is known for pro-business engagement with Pakistan and the broader Muslim world. Now the other connection here, WLF, World Liberty Financial, a crypto firm that signed a letter of intent with Pakistan Crypto Council in April 2025, that was Trump Jr., and the agreement includes plans for blockchain and stablecoin corporations and crypto mining operations powered by Pakistani electricity. I don't know where Pakistan has electricity. It doesn't have power to supply electricity to households itself, and where are they going to get electricity to have crypto companies running? I find it very, very funny. The deal came after a close friend, Gentry Beach, met with top Pakistani leadership to discuss investment opportunities. This is a big zero, guys. These people are losing money hand over fist on this, in my opinion. Now after this, April 2025, then of course you had the Operation Sindoor. Trump's family has been changing their stance on Pakistan. They used to be very critical of Pakistan. If you remember, in the first term, Trump had asked the question, we wasted $60 billion on this country. What have we got in return? Go back and look at that video that will be available on YouTube. See, this is what is suddenly intriguing. How come the entire family has changed their views about Pakistan? Pakistan has stayed Pakistan, the same society. So the observers are linking that this shift in the family's perception of Pakistan is because of business interests in this region, including crypto, mining and real estate. Mining, of course, is the 𝗟𝗡𝗅𝗏. This is all daydreaming. They would be better off just to recognize Balochistan and deal with a government that might be coming out of that, and much easier than to deal with mad mullahs from Pakistani's Punjab province, in my opinion. These business ties have sparked concerns in Washington. A US Senate panel has reportedly begun probing the potential conflict of interest between Trump's family business activities and foreign policy. So that is something that people are zeroing on. Next one, controversial participation in the Doha Forum. Malik and Carlson's business partner 𝗟𝗡𝗏𝗏 are expected to speak at the Doha Forum, hosted by the Qatari government, with topics including Israel, Gaza and Iran. The forum has drawn scrutiny due to the participation of figures critical of US policies and anti-American rhetoric in some circles. This pattern of shifting narratives is very troubling. There appears to be a recurring pattern, and anybody who seems to be touched by Omeed Malik suddenly starts praising Pakistan, Pakistanis, Islamists, and people from Pakistan, people from Bangladesh, and so on and so forth. Why is this happening? What exactly is the magic churn that this guy gives to all these people? Tucker, once vocally critical, has now softened his tone and is now expressing cultural appreciation for Pakistanis. Trump Jr. and the wider Trump network, previously skeptical of Pakistan, now pursue cooperative business deals in the country. Business ventures tied to Malik appear to act as a bridge between US conservatives and strategic engagement with Pakistan, particularly in the domains of crypto, media, and energy. In conclusion, whether driven by economic interest or cultural exposure, individuals aligned with Omeed Malik increasingly demonstrate a shift towards more favorable views of Pakistan. This is a concern. You need to know the truth. Pakistan is a failed state. It never really had any economy to start with, and there is just no way anything useful is going to come out of this. At the same time, it also tells you that money really does work in the political circles. I told you, I promised you that I will tell you what will happen in United Kingdom if elections were to be held today. Because while the answer may be a surprise to some, what is going to be revealed after that is really, really troubling. Just like Omeed Malik trying to get into the Trump's inner circle, we have already shared that with you in the past. Rajiv Malhotra ji has said that in the Trump group that is doing all the decision making body, 88 Pakistani-Americans very, very sympathetic towards Pakistan who are in that group. And how many from Indian American group? 1. That's how poorly India does its lobbying efforts. So that's one side. Now let's take a look at what is happening in United Kingdom. If elections were to be held today, the new Reform Party is expected to come close to simple majority if elections were held today. I mean, think they have tried Conservative, they have tried Labour. Now looks like the people of United Kingdom are ready for a new party led by Nigel Farage called Reform Party. There's only one problem with it. You look one level below Farage, look at all the people who are filling up the party. You know who they are? They are all Pakistani British businessmen. So whatever they have done in Labour, that same havoc will be wreaked here too. What's the difference? People in United Kingdom need to understand this whole thing has become a game now, guys. We thought that Republicans were going to be acting strictly against the people who are doing mayhem in radical Islam propagation in the United States, as well as the woke policies with left liberals and so on and so forth. Now everybody is getting mixed with everybody else. And the problem, bigger problem here is the basic thing that Islam needs to change seems to be lost. Why can't Tucker Carlson say, yeah, people are good, but Islam needs to change? The truth is that the problem is the religion, not the people. The religion teaches them to do what they are doing, that there is life after death, that you attain, you go to heaven with 72 virgins and all that good stuff only if you commit some acts. This needs to change. I mean, I completely fail to understand how smart individuals don't seem to get this simple fact. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.